Now on 4 News Now at 6, local Jewish communities worried for their loved ones in Israel, how they're coping as the war escalates.
Keep the raincoats handy because the wet weather is far from over. I'll help you plan your day around the showers in your First Alert forecast.
And a new map showing where it would be illegal to camp in Spokane if Prop 1 is approved by voters. We'll show you how much of the city would be covered by the measure. You're watching 4 News Now at 6. It is 4 a.m. right now in Israel. It's another night of attacks with rockets flying over homes just north of the Gaza Strip. More than 1,000 people, including at least 14 Americans, have been killed since Hamas attacked on Saturday. Today, President Biden speaking for the third time while Israeli Prime Minister addressed the nation, asking Congress to take action and provide aid.
This is not about party or politics. This is about the security of our world, the security of the United States of America.
Thank you for being with us tonight. I'm Kirsten O'Connor. Here in the inland Northwest, many people are scared for their loved ones living in Israel. Bronte Sorotsky joins us in studio with reaction from our local Jewish community.
Kirsten, members of Spokane's Jewish community are devastated by these attacks. Still processing what is happening, but mainly worried for the safety of friends and family in Israel.
It's just heartbreaking. It's something that it's really hard to digest, hard to understand.
Iris Berenstein has called Spokane home the last 25 years. But before that, Israel was home.
We have all our family in Israel, most of them living in the center and the northern part of Israel.
When the news of these attacks broke, her mind immediately went to her family's safety.
I think it's really complicated for us to sit aside and just read the news, especially for me. I'm on the phone all the time. I'm just kind of checking on family and friends all the time.
Growing up there's always been tension between Israel and its neighbors.
But terrorist attacks were all the time. Even when I grew up, we couldn't go to a field trip from school unless one of the parents could come with a weapon to protect us.
But nothing like this.
Now we are in a disastrous time, in a horrible time.
Temple Beth Shalom on Spokane South Hill has many members like Iris concerned about safety for their loved ones.
Thinking of Israel as a place of safety and security, and when this kind of attack happens, that's even that much more frightening.
Rabbi Tamar Molino at Temple Beth Shalom says these can feel personal to many Jews here in America.
It feels very personal. I think there's an intensity of a connection between many Jews in America and in Israel. It feels like it's about our family. And so it's just a lot of fear and anger and grief and worry all mixed into one.
It's why so many end holidays like Passover like this.
We wishing each other in the end of every holiday, L'Shana Haba B'Yerushalayim, for next year to be in Jerusalem.
This Saturday, community members will hold a rally showing support for Israel at a riverfront park. That information will be up on our website, KXLY.com. Live in studio, Bronte Sorotsky, 4 News Now.
Bronte, thank you. Governor Little is honoring those who have been lost in the attacks by ordering all flags at state and federal buildings across Idaho be flown at half staff until Friday. He released a statement today saying, quote, "Idaho stands firmly with our ally Israel. We wholly support Israel's defensive actions against the terrorist actions of Hamas." Right now, the first town hall meeting about the lawsuit trying to hold Inland Power accountable for their role in the Gray Fire is being held at the Spokane's Women's Club. The lawsuit was filed by a California law firm that specializes in fire litigation. It claims that Inland Power failed to inspect and remove nearby vegetation. It also claims the company's power lines were negligently designed and constructed. At the meeting, attorneys will be answering questions and concerns from those impacted by the fires. Also happening right now, the Spokane County Commissioners holding a meeting where people are sharing their opinion of Measure 1, a proposed sales tax increase that would help fund a new jail. If approved by voters, sales tax would go up by 0.2%. Other than the jail, the money would also go toward increasing overall criminal justice efforts. Supporters, including Sheriff John Knowles, say limited jail capacity limits law enforcement's ability to keep the community safe. Critics argue there is a lack of planning about how the money will be spent. We will have more from both sides of these meetings tonight on Nightside, starting at 11 o'clock. Well, we all hope that you've been enjoying the rain today. It was a little pitter-patter on the roof as we woke up this morning. That we have more on the way. Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker's here with your first alert forecast.
Oh, it's good weather to be inside with a cat and a cup of coffee, and that's not going to be the case in downtown Spokane very soon. We're looking out over the Spokane Veterans Memorial Arena at the wet parking lot, and the cars starting to pile up heading into the Macklemore concert. But you can also see some clearing out to the west, and the steady, heavier rains are already starting to become a little bit lighter, but they're not going to come to a complete halt. Here's a look at our radar right now, and there's a definite back edge to this heavier precipitation, but I think that's going to be refilling as we get into the later evening. We'll zoom in on Doppler radar here and see some of the heavier precipitation is from Sandpoint down through areas just to the east of Coeur d'Alene. Let's take a look at our forecast radar. Starting off at our current time, it really shows things drying out as we get into 8 o'clock, except in North Idaho, where the showers will continue. However, we will start to see some redevelopment on a hit and miss basis as we get into the overnight, and that is going to be the theme for tomorrow as well. Most of the day dry, but you won't be able to go too long without running into at least a passing shower. Temperatures, meanwhile, right now, if you're heading out for the evening, we are chilly. It is only in the 50s in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, low 50s presently. And these temperatures will likely hold steady for the next couple of hours before they start to drop a bit. I will be back with your Wednesday forecast, take you through hour by hour to see the best chance when you might run into some of those showers, and have your 7-day outlook. That's in just a few minutes, Kirsten.
Thank you, Chris. A 17-year-old along with 2 adults are in custody after deputies used a spike strip to stop a car they allegedly stole. Investigators say a Spokane Valley deputy tried to pull the teen driver over for speeding. When the deputy turned on his emergency lights, the 17-year-old allegedly sped off in an apparent attempt to escape. Eventually, a deputy used a spike strip to stop the car, and that's when the 17-year-old and 26-year-old Robert Cross tried to run. Deputies caught the 2 of them and took them into custody. Investigators also say the teen driver dropped this gun while trying to make that runaway. In this upcoming election, Spokane residents will have the opportunity to vote on a new camping ordinance. It's called Prop 1. If approved, it would ban camping near schools, parks, and daycares in the city of Spokane. Natalie Grant joins us tonight with a new look at that tool that's impacting this ordinance and how it's going to potentially help the city if it passes. Natalie.
Yeah, absolutely, Kirsten. A tool made for those visual learners out there to kind of look what we're voting at here. You can see that there, if you look at this map here, it's an entire map of the city of Spokane made by a University of Washington professor there. The areas where it's colored are the areas where camping would not be allowed in the city, where the gray is the opposite. And those colored areas take up about 60% of the city. Now, if we zoom into just the downtown area, you can see a lot more color here, and camping would be banned just about everywhere. And today I spoke with the man who built this tool and why he says he hopes people use it to see how the ordinance would impact their lives.
I think it's one of those things just to see, the areas that you live, the areas where you work and how that's impacted.
Robert Saunders is a professor at Eastern Washington University in Cheney, teaching students how to combine data and mapping into helpful resources.
Today, so much of the data is available online, and there's tools that you can use for free to go out and play around with the data on your own and ask your own questions and get the information back that informs those questions.
And with the election approaching, he used his skills to create a visual tool that shows how a proposed camping ordinance called Prop 1 will impact Spokane if passed. On the map, you can see the areas that are within 1,000 feet of schools, parks, and licensed daycares, where public camping would not be allowed, in all covering about 60% of the city.
I wasn't terribly surprised that it really kind of hit the downtown area as much, given that that's where we have a lot of parks, a lot of daycares, a lot of schools. We have positioned, as a city, we've positioned a lot of resources to serve the population that is experiencing homelessness in that core.
Supporters of Prop 1 say the ordinance will protect children and people who use public areas like the parks. But opponents say all this is doing is moving homelessness into a different area and away from resources. But no matter what side you fall on, Saunders hopes that voters take the time to educate themselves on what will be on their ballot and could have lasting impacts.
It was just to put it out there to have people see what the impacts of that proposal was. And I love the fact that people are talking about it and hopefully coming up with their own conclusions about what that means for them and how they view the proposition.
Now, one thing that is important to know that this map does not include already established city camping restrictions around rivers, railroad viaducts, and within 3 blocks of shelters. If you'd like to take a look at the map yourself or learn more about Prop 1, you can head on over to our website, KXLY.com. Reporting in studio, Natalie Grant, 4 News Now.
Natalie, thank you. Well, you'll want to leave a little early if you are driving on I-90 between Cheney and Sprague. 1 lane is closed in each direction while crews install new light poles at some interchanges. The project could last up to 2 weeks. Still ahead, our annual Coats for Kids drive is helping survivors of the Oregon Road Fire. The impact these coats will have on families still ahead. Plus,
I'm here at Drive-Thru Halloween Party for Shriners Patience. Coming up, how Spirit Halloween is helping his kids this year.
Track live radar on the 4 News Now weather app.
Saving you green. Money Sense, brought to you by Washington Trust Bank.
In celebration of National Cybersecurity Awareness Month, what are some tips you can share to help people protect their personal and business accounts from cyber criminals?
Businesses and individuals fall victim to financial fraud and email phishing all the time. The best thing is to know what financial institutions won't ask.
What are some examples of what a bank would never ask a customer?
Banks will never ask for your account number, login ID, password, PIN, things of that nature. So if you receive a text message, an email asking for that or suggesting you need to click on a link or open an attachment because your account's been frozen, don't do that. That's a red flag. It'll usually take you to a site where they want that personal information that they can then steal.
What's a good source to learn more about cybersecurity and fraud awareness?
Wattrust.com and Banks Never Ask That are 2 great sites that can provide you with information on fraud prevention and how not to become a victim.
Experience Minecraft like never before at Minecraft the Exhibition, now at the MAC. Explore the 3D world of the best-selling video game of all time and pop culture phenomenon in this dynamic and immersive exhibition. Step inside the blocky world of Minecraft based on actual in-game builds. Meet 15 life-size Minecraft creatures, including the explosive creeper and mysterious Enderman. Try the game and explore some epic creations from the community. Minecraft the Exhibition for players and non-players of all ages at the MAC.
Les Miserables, still the world's most popular musical. Experience the breathtaking production that leaves both audiences and critics awestruck. Les Miserables.
November 14th through 19th at First Interstate Center for the Arts. Tickets available at BroadwaySpokane.com.
Are you ready for winter and unexpected power outages? Talk with the experts at Country Homes Power to find the best fireplace to protect your home, even when the power goes out. Like Valor gas fireplaces. Visit Country Homes Power today.
Lots of excitement in the air tonight. Look at these pumpkins all lined up and the spider web, trick-or-treat decorations, all of this Ready for kids and parents that are gathering at Shriners Children's Hospital, partnering with Spirit Halloween. The hospital hosting their drive-through trick-or-treat party for patients. Peter Choi joins us from the hospital now. And Peter, I'm sure a lot of those kids are excited to get their Halloween costumes. Oh, and you are too.
What's going on, Kirsten? Hey, we're here at drive-through Halloween party here at the Shriners Hospital right here. Let me show you what's going on behind me here. We got candies here and the fun costumes, and also on this side, more than 100 costume here. Fun costume over there. Say hello. Woo! There you go, there you go. And let me tell you more about what this event is about. And this is the annual event that Shriner Children's puts on for patients. I spoke with Director of Marketing Kirsten Mona-Smith today. She says funding for the event comes from Spirit Halloween, and customers get 10% off their purchase, and the store donates 10% of every purchase to the hospital.
Because they're Spirit of the Children, they want their funds to support the experiences that kids have where they're in the hospital, which can be really scary. And so this is something that they can help those children kind of get through that experience a little easier.
And the donation is for costumes, decorations, coloring books, and treat bags. Now, one more thing, that these kids are also getting pumpkins. There are more than 200 pumpkins are donated by community members. So there's that, Kirsten. Back to you.
Lots of donations, lots of smiles, and thank you, Peter, for taking part and showing us your costume. How fun was that?
Yeah.
Oh, I think he's having fun out there. Now, especially, the rain has tapered off significantly. Still some sprinkles in Spokane. And tomorrow, we're still going to have some hit and miss showers. The best chance will be between 11 a.m. and 3 p.m. A high of 55. 61 is our average high. I'll be back with your 7-day forecast.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Carpet Barn.
You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch.
The timeless story you know and love is now Broadway's #1 holiday hit musical, Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the musical. Catch the Grinch in this heartwarming holiday classic, perfect for the entire family. 100 times better than any bedtime story. Cheers the New York Times. November 10th and 11th, First Interstate Center for the Arts. On sale at BroadwaySpokane.com. Catch the Grinch live for the holidays.
Have you been looking for the perfect pre-owned vehicle and wondered, where have all the used cars gone?
At Coeur d'Alene Honda, we have the best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Whether you're looking for a Toyota, Subaru, Ford, or maybe that perfect Honda.
Every pre-owned vehicle is quality inspected and ready for you to take home today.
We work with local lenders to get you the rate you deserve.
Inventory changes daily, so come see us at Coeur d'Alene Honda or visit us on our website at cdahonda.com.
Here we go. Football is back, and your fantasy lineups are set. But the real action this season is at Turf Club Sportsbook. We've got real sports betting in the heart of the action at Northern Quest, with wall-to-wall HD TVs and luxury leather seating just off the casino floor. And now, you can even place bets right on your phone with our new mobile app. There's nothing fantasy about that. Turf Club Sportsbook, the ultimate game changer.
These dancing stars make me want to.
We're throwing it down with Motown.
So hot! I am melting!
Dancing with the Stars live tonight on ABC and Disney+.
The rain is starting to ease up a little bit in downtown Spokane. It's 51 degrees, still raining. I see a little sliver of daylight on the horizon. Lots of people coming to the arena in Coeur d'Alene, still coming down at a pretty good rate. It is 52 degrees. We're headed down to an overnight low of 43, which is just about average, keeping that chance of rain going, but it is going to decrease, and we're going to see more hit and miss spotty showers. Chance of rain tomorrow, mainly in the afternoon, high temperature of 55. Here's a look at our satellite and radar and the rain that we've had today, and we're definitely starting to see a back edge to the steadier precipitation, but there is more coming upstream that will be working its way in the overnight, but we'll get some breaks. Here's our forecast radar starting off at the current time. It initializes fairly well. As we get into the evening, we'll have not a completely dry evening, but a sprinkle or two around Spokane, a spotty shower in Coeur d'Alene. Here's 1 a.m. As we get into tomorrow morning, more widespread but very light precipitation from the central panhandle up through North Idaho and into the Northeast Mountains. And then in the afternoon, another round of rain moves in, more direct hit into Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. So we really can't rule out the possibility of showers anytime over the next 24 hours and even into tomorrow evening. But it is going to provide plenty of big breaks as well. This is all sponsored by an area of low pressure out here in the Pacific that is just sending one round of moisture after another in our direction and will continue to do so over the next 24 hours or so before we see some more substantial changes in our weather pattern. High pressure begins building in Thursday into Friday. That's going to warm us up and dry us out, but only temporarily. Overnight lows tonight will be in the 40s in almost all locations. High temperatures tomorrow. Hard to imagine we were in the 80s just yesterday in Coeur d'Alene, and we were 79 yesterday. We'll be at 55 in Spokane, 54 in Coeur d'Alene, 63 in Lewiston, one of the few spots making it into the mid 60s. Here's your 7-day forecast. Dry on Thursday, sunny and nice on Friday. 65 and sunny. A 20% chance of showers Saturday. That's going to come late in the day and into Sunday, but we stay in the 60s through the beginning of next week, Kirsten. So not a bad forecast, and overnight lows staying in the 40s.
Everything is starting to make sense as we move into the real fall.
Yes, I'm feeling more like it for sure.
And speaking of all of our fall wardrobes and attire, 4 News Now's Coats for Kids is helping Oregon Road fire survivors.
With the help of my good buddies at the Inland Northwest Camaro Club, we were able to donate dozens of brand new warm winter coats to the New Hope Resource Center near Elk. Marissa Rio is there and explains how this will help families who lost everything.
I was here at the New Hope Resource Center in Colbert a few weeks ago when the director said they were in need of winter clothing for those families affected by the Oregon Road fire. Well, today, Coats for Kids came and donated bags of winter coats, some like these, brand new.
Coats for Kids begins collecting coats in October. But as soon as Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker heard of Elk's need, she sprung into action.
I had these coats from the Camaro Club ready to go, and so I reached out immediately and was so happy to be able to get those coats into circulation right away for kids who obviously desperately need them.
The local nonprofit Inland Northwest Camaro Club, who has helped Coats for Kids the past several years, collected donations at their car show in August.
Some of these kids lost every single thing that they own, and the coats that we donated, 99% of them are brand new. They still have the tags on, so this might be one of the few brand new things that they will have.
The director at New Hope Resource Center says their clientele has greatly increased this year, so this is really helpful.
So the fire victims coming in, especially those that lost everything, when you think about it, they lost all their winter gear. And the portion of Elk where the fires happened, winter is really harsh. And so it's great to have the opportunity to help meet the need of replacing their winter's gear so they can be warm this winter.
Swanson says besides coats, they really need waterproof boots and gloves. For more information on ways you can help, you can visit our website at kxly.com. Reporting in Colbert, Marissa Rio, 4 News Now.
Washington ranks 6th for food insecurity in the U.S. What one small business is doing to help families in need, coming up on 4 News Now at 6.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
It's time to remodel your bathroom, but you don't want the hassle or the worry of getting it finished. You just want to pick a style and relax, knowing that it'll be wonderful when it's done. Is that too much to ask? No, actually, it's not. Rebath, from start to stunning. Call us or visit rebath.com and save $1,000 off your complete bathroom remodel.
Lewis Culligan, your local water experts since 1936. The world's most efficient water softener. Safer drinking water in every glass. Convenient, reliable delivery. Industry-leading technology. Here for every water worry.
Save big this fall with Pape Machinery. With our limited time cash discounts, you can get a new John Deere 3025E for only $23,500. Stop by a Pape Machinery Ag and Turf store today. Pape keeps you moving.
Oh, life, how we admire you, are deeply fascinated by you. All your twists and turns and wild rides you take us on. The ups and the downs. Life, you live inside all of us, breathing, growing, beating. You are the reason we'll always provide world-class healthcare. Providence, we see the life in you.
It was in August, fires raged through our area. This one, the Gray Fire in Medical Lake. Homes destroyed, trees destroyed along with it. They've got to come down and get moved out for the rebuild. We're here in mid-October to help move them. The 4 News Now Extreme Team, brought to you by and with volunteers from Horizon Credit Union.
4 News Now is brought to you by Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the musical.
Around the nation, the interim Speaker of the House says the U.S. is standing ready to help Israel in the war with Hamas. But helping Israel means first filling the Speaker vacancy left by Kevin McCarthy, who was voted out last week. CNN's Laura Aguirre has more.
In a House divided without a Speaker, there is bipartisan agreement on one point.
The world is watching. They're seeing a dysfunctional democracy.
We're demonstrating to the world that democracy is dysfunctional.
The stakes of that dysfunction now even higher amid an escalating war in Israel.
We need to be acting right now on Israel. Instead, we're trying to figure out a new speaker, or maybe perhaps still discuss, Speaker McCarthy.
We stand strongly with Israel. The House needs to get back to work.
Yes. House Majority Leader Steve Scalise is one of 2 top contenders for the Speaker slot, along with House Judiciary Chair Jim Jordan, recently endorsed by former President Donald Trump, but not as confident yet that he has the votes to secure the gavel.
I've said all along we need 217, 218, whatever that number is, but we need to settle that in the conference before we go to the floor.
Whoever the conference picks, I'm going to support.
Ousted Speaker Kevin McCarthy showing support for his party's next move, while not shrugging off the option it could be him again.
I'll allow the conference to make whatever decision. Whether I'm Speaker or not, I'm a member of this body. I can lead in any position it is.
Without a speaker, most agree the House is legislatively paralyzed, but confidence is high among some that could change soon.
I totally expect us to have a speaker by Wednesday. We will come out of conference united in that.
I'm Laura Aguirre reporting.
We have much more coming up tonight at 6:30, including what one popular social media app is doing to prevent your kids from endlessly scrolling. Plus,
and how these boxes are filling an important gap in Spokane, coming up on 4 News Now.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
Why not have the bath of your dreams? With Bath Planet, you can once again relax and enjoy the beauty of your new shower and bath. Our custom-built baths and showers will forever change the way your bathroom looks.
Call today for a free in-home consultation.
Experience the breathtaking production that leaves both audiences and critics awestruck. Les Miserables.
November 14th through 19th at First Interstate Center for the Arts. Tickets available at BroadwaySpokane.com.
Did you see this? It says most people are going to need long-term care that health insurance and Medicare won't cover.
I saw that, and it got me thinking, if I need to pay for home modifications or in-home care, I am not prepared. Are you?
Not really. I mean, whatever happens, I just want to know that I'll be able to get care and stay in my own home as I age.
Right? I want that too. So,
Find out how the WA Cares Fund can help.
It was in August. Fires raged through our area. This one, the Gray Fire in Medical Lake. Homes destroyed, trees destroyed along with it. They've got to come down and get moved out for the rebuild. We're here in mid-October to help move them. The 4 News Now Extreme Team, brought to you by and with volunteers from Verizon Credit Union.
Four News Now's Coats for Kids. Just drop off new or gently used coats at any of our sponsored locations. We'll bring them to Alsco for professional cleaning, then get them out to local children in need. Donate to Coats for Kids through October 31st.
Jazz Health is proud to sponsor 4 News Now Coats for Kids. You can drop off your donations at one of our medical clinics and be sure to ask for your annual flu shot. Donate your coat at any of Jazz Health clinics through the month of October.
Why not have the bath of your dreams? With Bath Planet, you can once again relax and enjoy the beauty of your new shower and bath. Our custom-built baths and showers will forever change the way your bathroom looks.
Call today for a free in-home consultation.
Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now at 6:30.
A small business is helping to fight food insecurity in a brand new way. Spokane's 4 Roots is now curating a farm fresh item for families in need. 4 News Now's Allison Martinez shares how you can get a box of your own.
The boxes that you see right behind me are all packed with local farm fresh items. Now, local woman-owned business 4 Roots says these boxes are ready for distribution for any Spokane families in need.
Growing up, I was one of those people, as many other people, that had to get food from the food bank occasionally. And I remember very few times running into fresh food.
Fresh food is 4 Roots' specialty. The Spokane business creates boxes packed with every farm fresh grocery item you need. Fruits, veggies, protein, grains, and a surprise treat fill every box. Kaya Walser manages the warehouse of 4 Roots. She says growing up using her local food pantry, she remembers items on the verge of going bad. Now she works for a business that makes sourcing quality items a priority.
Little me would be very proud.
Brittany Tyler is the CEO of 4 Roots. She says better quality food means a better quality life.
We know, and many studies show, that the more nutritious your food is, the more capable you are of being able to perform at a high level throughout your other daily activities.
This program not only benefits families facing food insecurity, but local farmers.
Our farmers need a consistent, stable sales channel. They need a means of getting their product to our local families and community members, and this really has been able to provide that.
Boxes by 4 Roots are free of charge. You don't need any identification or proof of income.
The goal is to provide the lowest possible barrier to equitable access to food.
The next distribution event is Wednesday from 10 a.m. to noon at the Reclaim Project in Spokane Valley.
Being part of this, it's a really small step to something that's going to be huge.
It really does fill something in your soul that you can't get any other way.
Reporting in Spokane, Allison Martinez, 4 News Now.
Here is a look at the One Spokane Stadium. It was a soggy afternoon of soccer there, and you could see all the cars lined up on Boone Avenue. They are headed here to the Spokane Veterans Memorial Arena. I'm going to show you that picture. Here we go. And the good news is that the precipitation is tapering off just in time for this area to be flooded with Macklemore concert goers. So just a few sprinkles in downtown right now as we take a look at our radar. We dried out quickly, not completely dry, but we will continue to see some light precipitation off and on in Spokane. The heavier rain has now moved into North Idaho, the central panhandle, and down into the Idaho Palouse. We do still have some more showers coming in overnight, but we will not see the steady rains of today. They will be more hit and miss, and that chance of showers continues throughout the day on Wednesday. Here's a look at your Wednesday planner, but the best chance to run into those rain showers will be between about 11 a.m. and 3 p.m. Otherwise, the odds go down quite a bit, and by this time tomorrow, we will be dry and should be staying dry through the next couple of days. I will be back with your 7-day forecast in just a few minutes. Kirsten.
Thank you, Chris. We now know what the new public safety facility in Airway Heights will look like. The city unveiled the plan today. It is an $8 million renovation of the old building on Garfield Road. It will be the home of the police and fire departments, along with the court system for Airway Heights. Construction is scheduled to begin next spring. Well, today is World Mental Health Day, and pediatric psychologists are shining a light on the mental health crisis impacting our kids and teens in the U.S. Experts say promoting children's mental health and wellness starts with caregivers and parents having open-ended conversations with their kids, encouraging them to have healthy friendships and join in extracurricular activities that can promote wellness.
If a child feels like they're included and they're connected and they're a part of their community, their schools, their home environment, that they are more likely to be mentally well or handle stress better.
Since kids don't always have the words to express their feelings, she also says that parents should normalize how their child feels and model good mental health habits. If you or someone you know is experiencing a mental health or emotional crisis, call or text the 24/7 National Suicide and Crisis Lifeline at 988. You can speak with a trained counselor for free and confidential support. TikTok is making changes and adding new features in an effort to prioritize and protect mental health for its users. ABC's Ava Pilgrim has the details.
I'm a savage. From dance tutorials.
Hey guys, so this is a day in the life of a GYNPA.
To day in the lives, over 34 million videos are posted on TikTok every day.
Your feelings are important. Your fear is valid.
And with videos about mental health getting over 175 billion views, this morning the app is unveiling new tools aimed at helping.
When people are searching for certain topics in TikTok, they'll now be connected to trusted resources right from the experts.
Now, when people search for words like depression, anxiety, or trauma, in addition to videos from creators, they'll be guided to information from the National Institute of Mental Health and the Cleveland Clinic.
We want to make sure that they're getting the most accurate and safe information available.
Earlier this year, the Surgeon General said that while social media can have benefits, it can also pose risks like negative body image, sleep difficulties, and depression. TikTok is now adding tools to help manage your screen time, giving you the option to limit your daily use, even offering break suggestions and sleep reminders, customizable in the app.
Washington State is hosting Arizona for homecoming this weekend. How the Cougars plan to bounce back after Saturday's loss. Next on 4 News Now.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
This week's Washington Trust Shred location is at the Northgate branch.
BECU's Free Shred and E-Cycle event is back. Members can bring their sensitive documents for free shredding and dispose of old electronics safely. BECU will also collect cash, food, clothing, and household items. Visit becu.org/shred for more details.
Spokane's homeless plan is not working. In the last 6 years, Spokane's homeless rate has nearly doubled, while the U.S. rate barely increased. And while many unhoused persons genuinely need a helping hand, others have accelerated Spokane's problems of crime and open drug use. Similar-sized U.S. cities don't have these problems, but Spokane became home to the largest homeless camp in the state of Washington. Why Spokane? Hear the answer at curingspokane.com.
We're really glad that we chose Granite Concepts for our countertops.
Yeah, they made a template with a laser and were able to show us exactly what the countertops would look like before installation. Our bathroom is amazing.
They had a great selection of granite and quartz, and they made the process so easy from beginning to end.
We wouldn't go anywhere else. We would recommend them to anybody.
Granite Concepts, beauty set in stone.
What is a jewelry design center? Locally owned and the largest jewelry store in the region, offering you more choices, more options. A showroom filled with world-famous brands and designers. A center who also creates exclusive designs and one-of-a-kind pieces. Whose specialized selection process ensures the brightest diamonds and most vivid gems. We are not your average jewelry store. We are Jewelry Design Center, and we want to be your jeweler for life.
BECU's Free Shred and E-Cycle event is back. Members can bring their sensitive documents for free shredding and dispose of old electronics safely. BECU will also collect cash, food, clothing, and household items. Visit becu.org/shred for more details.
Next, E.T.
Only we're at Ariana Maddox Dancing with the Stars rehearsals. Plus,
I am Bob Odenkirk. We are spilling the E.T.
Next, E.T.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Entertainment Tonight at 7:30.
This time of year, conditions can change drastically in minutes. For weather that extreme, you need the 4 News Now First Alert Weather Team. Online, on the air, and on the app. That's what we mean when we say expect more.
For his song Downtown here back in 2015. And yesterday, he visited Chosen Vintage Thrift Shop, giving credit to another one of his famous songs. He was popping tags, of course. Macklemore plays at the Spokane Arena tonight at 7:30 p.m. He is doing, of course, his self-titled album and tour. And Chris, we've been seeing the cars line up all night.
Yes, and he was at Boulevard Mercantile with his daughter, too.
Even closer.
He practices what he preaches. He does pop those tags, and a miracle, it has dried out substantially in downtown. If you are on your way to the concert, it starts in 45 minutes. You'll get sprinkled on, but not the deluge that we've been having in downtown Spokane. There are more rain showers to come. However, we're going to get much more frequent breaks than what we saw today. Plenty of opportunities to walk the dog. I suggest you download that First Alert weather app so you can time it just perfect if you need to stay completely dry. We are going to be dry by Thursday, and we're heading into the 60s for Friday and Saturday and perhaps beyond. Here's our chance of rain on Wednesday. It is much lower than what it was today. The potential for a sprinkle or two in the morning, then it jumps up for a while between noon and about 4 p.m. and then we're down to 0 tomorrow evening in Spokane. We'll have lingering showers in the central panhandle, down on the Palouse, and into the northern panhandle. Here's our forecast forecast rain. I started this off at our current time, taking you through tomorrow morning, rather, here 6 in the morning. And we're going to add very little to what we already have. Again, heavier precipitation will be in North Idaho, and even at that, we're just talking about a few hundredths of an inch. Then we'll see another round of showers coming in tomorrow afternoon, and that will add a little bit more to these totals, particularly for Lewiston, Pullman, and for some reason wants to concentrate an area of convection around Ritzville, but maybe you will get lucky and see that. Then our chance of precipitation goes down to 0 for Thursday and Friday before we start bringing back the chance of rain Saturday into Sunday. Saturday, a little bit of a work in progress, only a 20% chance of rain. Temperatures for tomorrow morning will be down in the 40s. Those readings are just about average. These readings are running below average by about 5 degrees or more. 55 in Spokane, 54 degrees in Coeur d'Alene. Your planning forecast will plan on some dry weather for Thursday, Friday, 65 degrees with sunshine. On Saturday, we have that 20% chance of showers coming in, but a better chance on Sunday. Temperatures overnight will be in the 40s. No problem with a frost for the next week.
It will be chilly enough, though, for a coat, at least for some of us.
Yes, it will. Or a big, heavy fur coat if you happen to be a big, giant bear.
Chris knows what's coming. It is our producer's favorite day of the year. Stephen loves this contest, Fat Bear Tuesday. That means it's the day that we learn which bear at Katmai National Park in Alaska is named the chunkiest of all the bears. And more than 100,000 voters have participated in this competition. So before we reveal the winner, let's look at the finalists. First up is Grazer, an adult female who normally would be found in the Brooks River hunting for food. She does look like she's intense. She's finding those fish.
What a beautiful bear.
Yes. She did have a great year, though. Look at that belly. She's looking good.
By the way, these are desirable features in a bear. Very good. She is up against Chunk, a large male bear, park officials saying he's really come into his own this year. Up until this year, Chunk had a hard time challenging other bears for prime fishing spots. Now, even last year's winner defers the best spots to him.
All right, so let's reveal the winner. This year's Titan of Tonnage is Grazer. I'm so happy.
I am too. You go, Grazer.
One big mama. And she had more than 100,000 votes this year. She may now be the chubbiest of chunks, and the real winner is the person who really took time to learn about these big belly beasts, and that's Stephen. Our producer.
We're all winners celebrating fat bears.
Share these on social media. It'll make someone else's day. Here's a look at ABC's primetime lineup tonight.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
Injured in a car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Call Russell & Hill, attorneys at law, where real people with real injuries get real results. Injured in a car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Get real results. Get Russell & Hill.
When I was told I had a brain tumor, my life disappeared in a moment. I feared for my future, but even more, I feared for the ones I love. How would they move on without me? But when my doctor told me about the Gamma Knife of Spokane, everything changed. I can get my brain tumor treated in just 1 day and continue living the life I love. Because of Gamma Knife, I have hope.
It was in August, fires raged through our area. This one, the Gray Fire in Medical Lake. Homes destroyed, trees destroyed along with it. They've got to come down and get moved out for the rebuild. We're here in mid-October to help move them. The 4 News Now Extreme Team, brought to you by and with volunteers from Horizon Credit Union.
This isn't the end. I know it feels like it sometimes. I know that it can be such a struggle to get out of bed in the morning, to move forward, just take one more step. But you have to. There's no other choice. You can't continue the way you've been going. Don't give up. Keep moving forward. there's always someone who's going to be there to help you.
Coeur d'Alene Denture Clinic is locally owned and operated and has been providing personalized, comfortable, and satisfying care to our clients for over 30 years. Our licensed denturists are trained in the latest techniques in the construction, development, and preparatory work of a denture. Full dentures, implant attachments, repairs, fittings, adjustments, we do it all. Every denture is made to look as close as possible to your natural teeth. With our knowledge and friendly staff, competitive costs, and quality of service, you'll leave Coeur d'Alene Denture Clinic smiling.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Life happens, and you can't always wait for 2-day free shipping. Instead, head to your local Ace hardware store, where we've got just what you need in stock right now. Our experts give you the knowledge and personal touch you can't find online. And when you need help fixing your broken screen, unclogging that drain, need an extra key made, or that hard-to-find nut or bolt, we're right around the corner with the helpful advice and products you need without the wait. 4 News Now is brought to you by the Cal Superstore in Airway Heights.
But something like that, you just got to take to the chin, and, you just got to wear it like a chip on your shoulder.
Well, you heard the man. The Cougars have a little bit of a chip on their shoulder this week. Welcome into sports. I'm Julian Minnesota. Washington State still has a bad taste in its mouth after Saturday's loss to UCLA. Instead of taking their frustrations out on each other, the Cougars are using it as fuel to get ready for Arizona. Washington State looked like a completely different team in the loss to the Bruins. The offense, which ranks near the top of college football, struggled at times. The defense, which played pretty well, allowed just enough points for UCLA to win. It's back to the basics for the Cougars this week, and the team says the loss could actually be a good thing.
I feel like we're definitely a lot more locked in. We got a little bit complacent last week, and I think we're going to grow from that and, continue to get better.
I feel like the loss was good because today was a better day. Yesterday was a good day during the walkthroughs, during the meetings. So I feel like the loss just kind of humbled us, but kind of made us even more hungry.
And the Cougars will look to bounce back against Arizona on Saturday. Kickoff is at 4 o'clock in Pullman. WSU could be facing former quarterback Jayden de Laura if he is healthy. De Laura missed the last few games due to injury. Saturday is also homecoming for Washington State. And it's also homecoming for Idaho. The Vandals are playing their biggest game of the season. Idaho will welcome in number 16 Montana for the Little Brown Stein. The game will be nationally televised on ESPN2, which doesn't happen every day for FCS teams. The Vandals beat Montana on the road last season. Idaho will look to keep the Little Brown Stein in Moscow for back-to-back games for the first time since 1999.
They're our biggest rival. I think this is a huge game. Both teams are 5-1, so this has a lot of, just like in the old days, has a lot of implications for the Big Sky race and the national race, playoff positioning. So it's a huge game, and I think that's fun. Regional rivalries, I think, are what's kind of neat about college sports.
Kickoff is at 7:30 on Saturday night from the famous Kibbe Dome in Moscow. Eastern Washington is coming off a bye week. The team spent some time resting and recovering for the final stretch of the season, but no one needed it more than quarterback Keikoa Viceparis. Viceparis sat out of the Idaho game due to an upper body injury. Eagles head coach Aaron Best says Viceparis could return this week if things go well in practice. If Viceparis sits out, the Eagles will start backup quarterback Jared Taylor, who ran for 121 yards and 2 touchdowns. He also threw for a touchdown in the loss to Idaho. The next few days will be critical in determining Viceparis' status for Saturday's game against Idaho State.
I think there's a legitimate shot, just prognosis-wise, that we might have his services on Saturday. But it all kind of, like any player or any position, depends on what they can get out of practice. Because I have a hard time, no matter who you are, not practicing during the week and then showing up on Saturdays. It usually doesn't go well. You have to have some college game speed during the week.
And kickoff between Eastern and Idaho State is at 3 o'clock on Saturday from Pocatello, Idaho. That'll wrap us up for sports. Kirsten?
Thank you, Julian. Well, Robert F. Kennedy is now running for president as an independent. This announcement comes as another presidential candidate picks up an early endorsement. ABC's Andrea Fujii has more.
A new curveball in the race for president.
I'm here to declare myself an independent candidate.
Robert F. Kennedy Jr. leaving the Democratic Party to run as an independent.
The Democrats are frightened that I'm going to spoil the election for President Biden, and the Republicans are frightened that I'm going to spoil it for President Trump. The truth is, they're both right.
Back in April, he launched a long-shot bid for the Democratic nomination, but his position on vaccines and abortion were out of the party's mainstream. His own siblings denouncing his run as an independent, saying Bobby might share the same name as our father, but he does not share the same values, vision, or judgment. We denounce his candidacy and believe it to be perilous for our country. The other shakeup in the race comes on the Republican side. Former Texas Congressman Will Hurd dropping out and endorsing Nikki Haley. An average of polls from 538 shows the former South Carolina governor making inroads after her debate performances.
I honestly, every time I hear you, I feel a little bit dumber for what you say.
Haley is now in second place in New Hampshire, 3 points ahead of Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. But Iowa remains a challenge. Haley still in third. Former President Trump holds a commanding lead in both states.
After Kennedy's announcement as an independent, the Republican National Committee called him a radical. The Democratic National Committee did not respond. Andrea Fujii, ABC News, New York.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
War. Next, Inside Edition. The hostages. The haunting images. The massacre. The terror.
They're panicked and they're shocked.
The Americans trapped in Israel.
This is an emergency situation. It is an absolute crisis.
And the war at home. Watch the next Inside Edition.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Inside Edition at 7.
At P1FCU, we're all about celebrating your wins, like finding an extra $10 in the wash. Sweet. Or your team winning the championship.
And it's out of here. Yes! Woo!
Your wins add up, just like earning dividends in an Ascend checking account. So let's celebrate the wins together. Open your account at p1fcu.org/win. P1FCU, your community, your credit union.
With Chevy Silverado and Silverado HD, you can take on the mountains, or you can move them. With the power of up to 36,000 pounds of max available towing and the confidence of an available 13.4-inch diagonal touchscreen. Whatever your mountain, there's a Silverado for you. Get 0% financing, plus make no monthly payments for 90 days on all 2023 Silverado 1500 pickups. Plus, get $1,000 cash allowance on this Silverado. See your hometown Chevy dealer today.
Did you know Idaho high school seniors graduating next spring are eligible for up to $8,000 in grant money for career training and education through Idaho Launch? Funds can be used to cover the cost of apprenticeships, job training, community college, and university programs that lead to in-demand careers. Funds are limited. Apply today. Students choose their own path, and Idaho Launch helps pay for it. Idaho Launch. Support in every direction.
Spokane and North Idaho's country leader.
It goes like one margarita.
Bluebird in my heart. Baby, you're playing hard to forget.
The big 99.9 Coyote Country.
Do you want to save energy this winter? Time to talk with the experts at Country Homes Power. Save on Valor gas fireplaces that distribute steady, even heat even when the power is out. Turn down your furnace and heat wisely with Valor. Shop the savings at Country Homes Power today.
This week's Washington Trust Shred location is at the Northgate branch.
Coming up tonight on Nightside, a lawsuit looks to hold Inland Power accountable for their role in the Gray Fire. Tonight, concerned citizens met at Town Hall. More details at 11.
Things are drying out a bit this evening, but we're going to be more spotty with the showers through Wednesday. So we'll get some nice long breaks, but especially in the afternoon, you may still need those windshield wipers.
And I've left the rain jacket in the car, finally.
That is a very good thing to do, really right on through March or April.
Yeah. Maybe wash it a couple of times.
Well, yes.
Always good to do. We'll see you at 11.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app. See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now.